What's happening, boys and girls? I am the Anthem Metal. It's Saturday, and this is Today in Gaming. I hope you're having a superb Saturday so far. And yeah, we're doing a video today because E3 is finally upon us. It kicked off today with the EA press conference, and this is going to just be kind of a recap going down everything we learned and everything we heard about and talked about during the EA press conference. So, just to start it off, we had the first trailer we had was kind of a short one, but it showed off Madden 18, and but it kind of showed like a big montage of it looks like the story mode, and they're calling it long shot. So it's probably going to be something a lot really similar to what FIFA did last year with the journey, and just really kind of concentrating on the campaign aspect of it in like an actual story mode, which is awesome because that's something that I always enjoyed with sports games. I didn't really too much get into like the franchise and all the multiplayer stuff. I just liked playing as like having a created character and playing through college or playing through the NFL and playing through the NBA, whatever with it. And we should see some more of that coming up here forward, probably through the other, both probably Xbox, because the NFL and Xbox are really, or they were back in the day, pretty tight. So we'll see if they still have that marketing deal together to show up more of it tomorrow. So, and they did end up later in the conference talking about how Madden looks on Project Scorpio. So we will probably get a much bigger look at it tomorrow during the Microsoft press conference. So then we got some Battlefield 1 news. Looks like there's a new DLC coming out called In the Name of the Czar, and it's going to be all on the Eastern Front. It's going to be something like 8 new maps, a lot of new characters and customization and stuff like that. Probably new. I'm pretty sure it's a new campaign as well. Like there's part of it. It just showed like there was a lot of the trailer they showed had a lot of like dialogue in it and just looked like somewhat. I mean, Battlefield 1's already ridiculously cinematic as it is, but it just looked like some kind of like more cinematic stuff like you would see in a campaign. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I doubt it because Battlefield 1 hasn't really done any extra campaign DLC as of yet. So we should hear more about that going forward. And looks like it's going to be released in September. So biggest news from that one too is they just showed like it'll include the night maps are coming along with it. So being able to play all those a lot of the maps at night, having night battles and stuff like that should be really interesting. And they also showed the Women's Battalion of Death from the Eastern Front and all that stuff. So be pretty cool to see all that coming up here and fairly shortly in the next couple of months, 3 months. So moving on, they were talking about a lot of this sport. We had a big sports montage as we always do with EA. They were showing off, like the championships for FIFA World Championships and the Madden World Championships. Some pretty cool stuff, and just about everyday players being able to get up into the ranks and win these tournaments. So it looked pretty cool. Then we got a pretty extended look at FIFA 18 and their new story, which is basically continuing on the story from last year. Now I didn't play it, so I can't really speak to it, but I know that the character was called, I think, Alex Hunter, and this one is going to be called The Journey Hunter Returns. So it's continuing his legacy and his story through the world of world-class soccer. Then we got a nice gameplay look at the new Need for Speed game, Need for Speed Payback. And they mentioned that it was going to be open world. You have 3 characters that you'll be able to shift from, like within mission. They showed a game clip or some gameplay per se of them chasing down, doing a mission and stuff like that. And play the mission so far as one character, then it switches to another one partway through that, and looks pretty cool. Looks really really over the top, fast and furious style, and it's something great to look forward to because the customization in the Need for Speed games is always one of my favorite things to do, and just adding a bunch of the frivolous stuff on there was always quite a blast, quite a lot of fun. Then the next thing was kind of a surprise, a new IP from the team behind Brothers: Tale of Two Sons, the weird like control 2 characters with joysticks thing that we saw a few years back. And they have a new studio called Hazelight, and they introduced another co-op game called A Way Out. I don't know why I paused there because I have it written right in front of me. But yeah, it's called A Way Out, and it's like a co-op prison break game. It looks pretty awesome. They had a lot of things, like it's basically all split screen, and they said it's intended for you to do couch co-op, but you can play it online as well. but everything on the screen is always going to be like your perspective and your friend's perspective. So you're going to see what both people are seeing, and the world will change based on who's doing what in the world. It looks really cool, really innovative. So be sure to look into that. They said it was going to be released early 2018, early next year. So let's look forward to that. Then finally, we got some more information about that new BioWare IP that we had heard about a few weeks back. They said that it was going to be a Destiny-esque game. We didn't get a lot. We just got a teaser, and but they did say more will be revealed tomorrow during the Microsoft press conference. So it sounds like they might have a marketing deal with Xbox. It'd be really cool to see it. But the title is called Anthem. They showed off something that looked like kind of a ruined landscape, ruined world of some sort, some big old monsters, and then what looked like to be kind of exosuits or mechs that the people were working on. So somebody had mentioned that it looked like Attack on Titanfall. You combine them all because all this wall and stuff like that. It was yeah. And then going on forward, they showed off NBA Live 2018, which there has not been an NBA Live, I think, since 2009. So yeah, 9 years. And finally, it's coming back. They showed off. For now, we're saying it's coming back. They had announced some back in the day, and they never saw the light of day. So this one, they showed off another story mode called the One, where it's very similar to the Madden and to the FIFA, to the Journey. So it looks like another thing, Rise from the Ranks. They even show you like going across, like playing. You can play on the street. You can play in NBA arenas, play like all that kind of stuff, and you end up earning like different apparel, different shoes and stuff like that. But it looked like to be tier based. So maybe we got a loot system in a sports game at this point. Wouldn't surprise me. The next thing they did talk about that EA Play and Origin is free this week. So anything on there, you can try out a week free trial and get on that. EA Play and Origin is their subscription model where you subscribe every month to that and get early access to some games. Some games are vaulted, so they're just on there, kind of like a Netflix thing where you can just play them whenever. And other ones, as they come up, you get early access to a lot of games and stuff like that. But playing it this week, we'll see what you can just to enjoy it and kind of stuff like that. Then we got a really long look at the new Battlefront 2 game in the Star Wars universe, and it looks awesome. So much. They really heavily advertised the story mode, and then they really went into the multiplayer really deep and showed an actual full-length multiplayer battle with a bunch of people there. I think they said they have 40 people, so 20 on 20. And it looks like they've really revamped it, really kind of made it. It looks like the Battlefront we should have got back in 2015. But, we are getting this one now, and it looks really cool. They said it's an essential Star Wars story that takes place between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, which, if I were to guess, then that means it's canon, which would be awesome if they finally tied that in together and finally got these stories all working together one in one, whatever. I don't know what I was trying to think of there. And they said, and just to read off some quotes here, they said 3 times the content of the first game, which having the campaign already does that. They now have a class-based system instead of having to select just like different kind of characters that had different. It's essentially kind of what they did, but now they'll have like scout, heavy, things like that, and they'll also, instead of that crazy token system that was super. I feel it was unfair because somebody could just spawn and be like, "Oh, hey, look, now I control the AT-AT," and now somebody that was already in the game for 30 minutes can't control it, whatever. And they or get a hero, they're like, "Oh, hey, look, this guy that just spawned gets Darth Vader and nobody else does." Cool, that's fun. Now it's a battle point system, or it's really reminiscent of score streaks. I don't know if it'll carry over, like if you die, if you keep the points, you might be able to, but now you build up points and you can customize those to determine what you get. Like, hey, now I get an X-Wing, or hey, now I get this fighter, now I get this one. Then they also showed something that they announced was really cool, which if you remember back in 2015 with that Battlefront, it was basically like, here's this, and then a $50 season pass where if you didn't get that, you basically didn't get half the game. They said all content is free. going forward, all heroes, all new maps will be free. So I don't know what their revenue model is for supporting the game post-launch, but I mean that's awesome. If that shows to me that they really did listen to the fans and the outcry that was from Battlefront, because you played Battlefront. I played it for probably about an hour or two, and I was like, all right, so this is it, huh? Cool. And just put it down. I mean, it was like it's for the hardcore player, and I just didn't feel it. Like, I don't know. And now this game, it's just a lot more hype, and it's like, man, this sounds really, really cool. I'm really excited about this now. So then they ended on, and that's when they ended on like a 30-minute match, multiplayer match from on one of the new maps. So that was the only conference that was scheduled for today. Tomorrow we have both Microsoft and Bethesda late at night for whatever reason. And we're going to get a whole lot more stuff. We'll finally get our look at Scorpio, get the name, the price, and the release date, and then get all that other stuff. They'll get an extended look at Anthem tomorrow, most likely, and an extended look at, they'll probably show off Madden, how it looks on Scorpio and everything like that, or whatever the hell they're calling this console. So anyways, it's a week of hype. This is hype week. I am so excited about this, and I hope you are too. Is there anything I missed? Did you catch anything out through the trailers and anything else through the conference that we probably should have talked about? We didn't get Skate 4. We didn't get Dead Space 4 yet. So anyways, I hope you will have a great rest of your day. This was Today in Gaming. Again, I'm the Anthem Metal, and I will see you tomorrow.